Hey guys, welcome to my channel on Chess TV. This video is going to be a continuation from the first part of the Accelerated Dragon series. So as promised, I'm going to be showing you the Bishop E3, Bishop E2 variation of the classical system. So you're going to be seeing a lot of the classical system, and without much talk, let's just head to the variation, guys. It's E4, C5, and F3. So as we know, this is the standard setup of the Accelerated Dragon variation, and in case you haven't watched my first video, I would highly suggest you do that and come back here, because this is supposed to be a continuation from the first part. I explained the Lafleur variation on my first part that goes like this. The intention of the Accelerated Dragon or the Dragon variation is to get an early d5 instead of playing d6 and d5. So in the Lafleur variation, I explained that after bishop g7, nb3, bishop takes c3 check, which is it's a part of my analysis. B takes c3, and f6, bishop d3, and d5. We already got the control of the center with d5 on move 8 itself. So you can see that you can probably revisit the video if you've already seen it once, and if you don't remember the variations. But as I spoke on the previous video, I'll be teaching you guys the Bishop E3, Bishop E2 variation in this video, and probably in the next one as well, because I don't think I can cover the Bishop E3, Bishop E2 variation in just one video, because it's going to take a lot of time. And I want to keep you interested in the videos, so I'm going to split this up into two videos, probably 10 to 15 minutes each. So let's head to the variation, guys. After bishop e3, I said in my first video that this knight is getting attacked by two pieces, and there is only one defender from the queen. So either white's got to move his knight to b3. Knight f3 seems not so logical, because the knight was brought to d4 from g1 to f3 to d4. So if he's retrieving back the knight to f3 again, so it'll only mean that he's wasting moves, and it's not even to be analyzed, because I don't see anything happening with white. I don't see anything threatening from white's side. You could just continue with d6. You could continue like the dragon variation, because I don't see a possibility of the d5. You could play bishop c3 as well. Yeah. So if in b3 or in c3, you could play bishop takes c3, pawn takes c3, and f6. If e5, if he played bishop d3, then you can play d5. If he played e5, then you can play in g4. Attack this pawn, and he's gonna play bishop f4, and what we could do is we get a clear advantage after playing queen a5. We attack this pawn, and we win a pawn almost immediately, and we have a clear advantage on move 9 itself. So guys, in f3 is not a variation to be worried about. This variation is nothing to be worried about. Just continue like you would do with the nb3 variation. Just capture the knight and get control of d5. Play this and this. So in this video, I'm planning to teach you bishop e3 and bishop e2 variation. So after bishop e3, which defends the knight on d4, we're going to play in f6. So after in f6, white is going to play bishop. White can continue in many ways. White could play bishop c4. We shall see that later. White could continue by playing bishop e2 or even nb3. I shall explain to you very slowly, so that you get the concepts, so that the concepts become clear to you. So if white play bishop e2, we're gonna castle, and white is gonna castle as well. So since I want to include every part of the analysis, just see this, guys. I want to explain to you one small concept here in the bishop e2 variation. White could play f4. See, after castle, okay, I'm going to explain this right now. After castle, black is going to play d5. And white has no option to play e5 because, well, black is just going to capture this. So if white oversaw this variation, what white could do is play f4. You might not see this a lot, but just know that after f4 we're gonna play d5. If white played e5, we play in e8. So we castle, and this is the I'm trying to make this clear, guys. We castle and play d5 because we are making a spot for this knight and f6 to come back to e8 and not go here or here, and this is a possible move. But in this position it's better to play in e8 because after castling we can play f6 and counter the center. f6, counter the center, and after e takes f6 you could play knight takes f6. There is e5 and there is more piece mobility, and I think black is fine here, so there's nothing to be worried about. So I just wanted to say that you might be questioning why not play d5 here itself when there's an opportunity, but guys, you gotta see this, that after n takes c6, b takes c6, white could play e5, and if in d7 white could play e6, so, or white could even continue with f4, and I don't want to be playing this position with black because I mean it's fine though, but this bishop gets very strong in these kinds of positions. White can play in c4, in a4, bring his knight to c5 and take advantage of the weaker dark squares, so I don't want to allow him to do that. So that's the reason we castle and then play d5. We castle, and after castling, after f4 we play d5, and you saw that there was a spot for the knight to go back to. So white is not going to play f4, he's going to castle, and after castling we play d5. You can see that here it doesn't cause any problems. N8, we always have this N8, f4 and f6. So we castle and play d5. We castle and play d5. So after d5, guys, there are two ways to continue here. One is at this point of time, white has to capture the pawn on d5 because I don't see any other variation that's giving black a good position. Let's just say if white played bishop f3, I would just play d takes e4. I could do that. If n takes e4, n takes e4, bishop takes e4, knight takes d4, I win a piece. Bishop takes d4, queen takes d4, queen takes d4, bishop takes d4. You can count the pieces. Black is a piece up on move 13, so it's clearly winning for black, and no further analysis is required here. So white is going to capture this pawn. So in this position, to be particular, there are two ways to continue from here. One is to capture this knight, and the other one is to capture this knight, the other one is to capture this knight. So we're going to consider one variation in this video and focus on the other one in the subsequent one. So let's consider knight takes c6, pawn takes c6, and white could you can see that both the bishop and knight are being attacked, and the best move for white is to play bishop d4. What if this? But what if white played knight takes d5? Guys, it's pretty simple for black to continue from here. You could just take it from the pawn. This pawn is being attacked as well. You could play a5, a4 and a3 to weaken the structure even further, because white is going to play c3, and you can play rook b8, a5, a4, a3, weaken these pawns, and you should also observe that if white played something like rook b1, then you could just play d4. If bishop f4, e5, bishop d2, you could play bishop f5, and black has, I wouldn't say a winning position, but black has a clear advantage, and you should be able to win from here. So I don't think further analysis is required, because you could bring a rook here, get the queen here, get this rook here, attack these pawns, and then play e4, d3. There's a possibility for almost anything here, guys. Black has a clear advantage. So white is not going to capture the knight on d5. Instead, he may play bishop d4. So what if bishop d4? We're going to take this opportunity to ruin his pawn structure. So thus we play knight takes c3, b takes c3. So the engine might suggest to you something like bishop f5 or queen a5, but my preparation, this is not my preparation alone, but as I said, with this Russian grandmaster to be in particular, we prepared bishop e6 variation, and after bishop e6, bishop g7, white is going to play bishop g7, king g7, and you can see that white has these double pawns and terrible pawn structure. So white is going to play queen d4 check, forcing to trade queens. But you can see this, guys, it's pretty easy to continue from here. You could just play queen takes d4, pawn takes d4, rook fd8, attack this pawn on d4. If white continued with rook a d1, then this pawn is hanging. If white continued with this, then you could play rook a b8 and threaten rook b2. If rook b1, then you can capture this directly, you're a pawn up, or you could even play rook d1, rook b1, and rook takes d4. So this is winning as well. And if he continued with c3, which is the best move in this variation, you can play c5, and after d takes c5, which he's forced to take, you can play rook c8, attack the pawn on c5. We can analyze this variation, guys. If white played something like rook d1 here, rook takes d1, rook takes d1, rook takes c5, and this pawn and this pawn both are hanging at the same time. So one of the pawns is lost here, and black is gonna be a pawn up, and therefore he should be able to win the game pretty easily. And I think we got a winning position here, guys, so we don't have to worry about this variation. So in this position, white could play e takes d5, e takes d5, knight takes c6. So we analyzed the knight takes c6 variation in depth and saw that black is getting a better position almost each time. So in the next video, I'll analyze this this variation in particular, the knight takes d5 variation that I talked about in this video, and we shall analyze knight takes d5 variation in depth as well. So we're going to cover the accelerated dragon in depth, guys. I'm going to make this a solid opening repertoire against the e4, and I'm going to make sure I'll cover each and every variation that's going to turn up on your board while playing real chess or internet chess. So I hope you liked this video. If you did, then please hit the thumbs up button, guys, and leave a comment down below if you have any doubts, or even if you appreciate the video, please leave a comment down below, and I'll be really happy to see the comments and reply to them. And also please subscribe to my channel, guys, if you haven't. And also one more thing, hit the bell button as well to get my updates. And thank you for watching, guys. So stay tuned for the next video.